friends. Tonight's Highest Awards Chit Chat is going to talk about communication. Kayla Peterson, in the Girl Scout Cadet Leader Think Tank, asked me this question. How do you help your girls if they aren't getting responses when contacting places for silver awards? They've reached out 3 times to a local wetland preserve about doing a butterfly garden info station and community planting event. No response. They reached out once, like late last week, to the library about doing a cake pan rental program, and no response yet. They really want to get moving on their silver ideas, but I'm kind of at a loss. So far, we've only made phone calls and left voicemails for the Wetland Preserve and spoke with someone at the info desk for the library. Where would you have them go from here? Well, Kayla, first of all, I want to say thank you for sending in the question. I really appreciate having questions from the viewers in order to answer. The very first thing I would do is phone calls often will not get as much response as a letter, or even better, the girls going in person. It sounds like the girls might have gone in person to the library, but what they might want to try and do is call the library director and actually make an appointment and then show up for the appointment to present their idea. By having it already scheduled with a specific person, that person is going to be ready to be open to listening to the idea. They're going to have their calendar blocked. They're not going to be in the middle of doing something when someone walks in and wants to talk with them, and then they're not going to, and so then the girls don't get their full attention. By having that appointment, the girls are going to get that full attention. And in this case, the library director will appreciate that extra effort of calling and making the appointment, or going in person and making the appointment, but making that appointment and letting her know, him or her know what they want to talk about so that they can be better prepared. And again, more open to listening. For the local wetland preserve, maybe the director or whoever is in charge there isn't there as frequently, or the messages are getting left and the person who's taking the messages off the phone isn't giving the message to the right person, and so they aren't getting answered appropriately. Perhaps trying to write a letter, or even better, again, trying to go in person or calling to set up a meeting and then going in person for that meeting could really invigorate and make that connection more worthwhile. Girls don't. Oh, thanks, Sherry, for letting me know. Apparently, I'm breaking up, so let's see what I can do about that. Okay, Sherry, thank you for your feedback. I hopefully have set some other things up to improve the feedback, so I would love to hear if I'm having a better presentation now. But going back to the wetland, call, set up an appointment, and then have the girls go in. And in today's time and age, if the distance is too much, or because of the pandemic, people aren't comfortable meeting in person, business meetings are fine to be held by Zoom. Everybody is very open to that and willing to have a Zoom meeting, which is free. But have that Zoom meeting or have other meetings in person in order to have that. But you want that face-to-face contact, even if it is over video. Again, it really helps to have that time set aside in order for whoever you're trying to present to be able to focus on it. Bigger picture ideas in trying to find a project and find someone to connect with. Make sure girls are really figuring out what is interesting to them, and then researching and finding other places. With the wetland, doing a butterfly garden or an info station, while it makes a lot of sense to do at the wetland, are there other parks? Could you connect with your city council and do it in a small park right in your community? You know, broaden the ideas and make sure you're not just focused on one, because that may not be the best partner. If they're not responding before you even start the project, I really get concerned with how responses might be during the project. So that's what I have for tonight. Please send those messages in and I will be happy to answer them on future Chit Chats. Chit Chats happen the first Saturday at 9 a.m. and the third Monday at 7 p.m. And we start with a Zoom link. And if we don't have guests on our Zoom link, we will transition and do a live stream. So please send in your questions so that I can answer them. You can send them to Sheryl M Robinson on Facebook. And feel free to go to either Facebook or my YouTube page to see other videos, including the videos that I do for my podcast and YouTube show, Hearts of Gold, where I interview Gold Award Girl Scouts from all over the world. Thanks, and talk to you in a couple weeks.